everyone, Intuitive Kathleen Miller here, and this is your March 2026 Intuitive Energy Forecast. And it's, as we're kind of closing out February, this last few days of it, I am very excited, but it's definitely, again, a major pivot from February, and it really feels like the first 2 months of this year were still, this internal kind of redirection and refocus, and March is definitely a forward blast, if you will. And so the first point this month is what I heard was high channel calibrations. And so as we know, and I say this pretty often, is these continuous between Schumann resonance, the magnetic waves, the solar flares that are coming in, this is consistently activating us. And if you think about labor, when someone is going into labor, there's the slow, long waves of contraction, which are subtle and beginning to tell the body to, okay, things are changing, things are moving. And then as things get closer to, the child really coming, this begins to not only go faster, but it's stronger waves that are coming in. So this is part of this acceleration as we're birthing into new earth, as we're birthing into these higher dimensional realms that are being integrated more and more. And so from February, where we had metal, tree, ether, this month we're moving into fire, star, ether. So we are triple fire. Okay, this is triple, more of a volatile energy, more of a, usually the elements, they're pretty balancing in the way that they show up in it, but this month is all, it is triple fire. So we are going to have to really be diligent to be balancing the fire element like never before. And so this first one, high channel calibrations, let's talk about that. So this is already coming in, and I noticed some almost, I'm careful to use the word anxiety, but definitely some hyper stimulation of my entire system. I was so activated. And I remember, I've got clients, I've got a workload, I've got all kinds of things I'm doing. And I was asking, okay, what is this? Because yes, we have our tools to ground and to balance, but there are waves that are coming in that what I was told to share was really being aware of, not misidentifying anxiety or panic when it's actually part of this wave. So being careful with, and certainly in your individual experience, when we are hyperstimulated, we can go into overdrive. We can go into kind of shut down capacity. So this is part of, the challenge right now is how do we self-regulate when these intensities are picking up or they're more constant in the waves. And so part of this high channel calibration is that fine tuning to the intensity. It's being able to harmonize with it. And what I was shown and guided for support was way more very intentional breathing and very, watching and kind of regulating your breath throughout the day, even because it's not one adjustment and then we're fixed. It's really a pretty continuous fine tuning at this point that we're keeping up with, and also noticing, okay, either what your body's doing or what you're experiencing, what you're requiring to, if you need to reschedule some things to have quiet time or rest, if you need to, of course, with the diet. I've had a couple days where I can't believe just scoops and scoops of electrolytes and several different minerals, which I've shared many times. But if you have a sense of dehydration right now, that is, plain water, even high quality structured water is, you may be finding your body's reaching for more minerals. So certainly be giving it that. So that's one, is this high channel calibrations, which is this fine tuning to all of these activations and all these codes that are opening within the system. And this really will translate into, for some of us, new paths that we're stepping into, new projects, being guided to possibly move, to being guided to possibly really start some community aspects and calling in that soul community, those soul community groups. So with the calibration, the patterning, you're going to magnetize that better. So that's the purpose of that. Is it's not so much a linear figuring out as it is, okay, let me align with this and be clear about what you're intending to be creating, and also open and receptive for those pieces and those people to be coming in for you. So that's one. Two is, I kind of cringe when I heard this, but they said unexpected ignition points. Okay. And so this is really all parts are ready and on. And for those of us who, you know, maybe you're working on a project or you're working with your business where you're putting a lot of pieces together to formulate something. And what I was being shown is this unexpected ignition is things are more ready, even with all parts that are still coming in. So this may be, for example, you're wanting to write a book and maybe you have chapters and you have notes on certain pages and you get the green light, okay, go, and here, it's all due in 3 months, or this, you may notice it, and there's that real, you know, ignition of all lights are green, like it's all systems go, even when some things are not quite in place yet or more parts are coming in. So it's and what this really means is, for many of us in different ways too, is what you think all that has to be there may not actually really be required. You may have, even though you feel like you're collecting information or literal parts to something, that it's actually ready to work and it's ready to turn on and go, even while it's still being constructed, even while whole like parts of it are still coming in. So if that's unexpected, or you think, oh, wait a minute, I'm not ready yet, or I'm not, you know, or this, you know, this isn't here yet, being able to suspend your disbelief when the universe is actually coordinating a lot more for you. So this gives me just, when I hear this, because a lot of us like to have a sense of control. We like to have a sense of, you know, that linear things are ready and I can see it and have it organized. It's being able to kind of, you know, trust on the fly that what really is needed is coming in. And for many of us too, these are larger scopes of what we're going to be involved with that we're not meant to put all the parts together. We're not, it's just so much bigger than us. So many of us are going to be stepping into those roles, those pieces, and being able to you know, trust the unexpected aspects of that. So that's going to have some major shifts, and to enjoy it and let it be fun and spontaneous, because the resistance to that can be the other side of that coin. Okay, so that's 2. And then 3 is the multiversal rising. And this is the star element very much. And it wasn't so much the rising going up. This was more of a rising kind of coming out, but it was just as much about shadow being dispelled and really coming into light that is moving out. And I was shown an over 100-year cycle here. So it's more of like the beginning of the 1900s, and so much the cycle of interference, the cycle of real programming and deliberate conflict that was put onto the collective, put onto the fields here, and even planetary challenges. Those are being completely fleshed out and completely reversed, completely cleared, so that those reversals can begin to move forward as well. So this creates, it's really as much of a correction as it is this expanse, this multidimensional expansiveness as well. So for many of you, and I have a lot of clients that are really advanced in what they do energetically, and they're noticing, and I have this a little bit too, where the body, because of what you're doing in other dimensional spaces, the body's having an interesting alignment support. Your muscles, your skeletal system, your nervous system are really needing fine tuning here. And now with these multiversal clearings, it's going to really help the body have a bit more ease, or you're going to notice things that are really challenging are going to really correct a lot faster as well. So that's super exciting. So this again is going to accelerate. I touched on this last month too, of that in 2026, those long, something that would take a year is taking a fraction of that time. And so part of the acceleration of March is, again, when the multidimensional is clear, now you have another acceleration of time. So this will collapse creation. So if you notice, and again, it's a little bit dovetails on number 2 with the ignition points, is it comes together very quickly. Things can show up out of, this, as we get closer to 0 point field, you're pulling from the void. So all of it can really demolecularly manifest, can really come in quite dynamically. And so this is part of, again, what they showed me also was really the race car driver. So if you're really Formula One, you're going 200 plus miles an hour. And even though it's just this extremely volatile flow that you're in and that you have to be so aware of at every turning point and at every what's around you, there's this simultaneous needing to kind of keep your heart rate still, to be regulated with that, so that you can keep up with the duration, what the race is going to demand of you. And so this simultaneous, like, things are faster, more intense, more volatile, but we're also needing to have this sovereign command of the nervous system and really this command of the body to be able to be paced with it, but also to be thriving in it. So it's a little counterintuitive because you think you just go faster, but it is this sort of slow motion with the acceleration is this mastery flow that is going to be really dynamic and, again, very exciting, very, very exciting times. So I hope this is helpful, and as always, really seeing how this lands for you, because we all have really unique individual paths with it. And if you're feeling like you're wanting more support, definitely in this time, really asking, okay, where is that? Is that with body alignment work? Is that nutritional? Where are supports for you to really master what your lane is all about and what you're creating? And if it does resonate to work, I am available virtually with clients around the world. So you can find that and book online at intuitivelifestylesuccess.com. And so thank you guys so much for being here. Have a wonderful month. Happy almost spring. And I look forward to connecting soon. Bye. Be well.